I just finished editing the fishing video that's gonna follow, and that thing is 17 minutes long. So I'm literally gonna race through this intro to try to keep it under 3 minutes, to keep the whole video under 20 minutes. So here we go. This is the reel that was used in the video. That's the Soare, the new Soare XR. Out of the box, it comes with a carbon drag that is super inconsistent and super annoying. If you want to replace that carbon drag and go buy felt discs, keep in mind that you need to buy 2 felt discs actually, not 1, because it's a long story, but keep in mind you need to buy 2 felt discs to stack to get the same thickness as the carbon disc. The line that you see here is this line over here, the Varivas Infinity PX8. And this is the diameter of this line, 7.5 pounds. This line comes in 2 diameters on the website, at least last time I checked. And this was the thicker diameter. And let me tell you, do not buy the thinner diameter, because this here is the thicker diameter, and I know you can see it now, but I zoomed right in front of the camera. But this thing is just stupid thin. I mean, it is so ridiculously thin that I see no point in going for the thinner diameter, because all you're gonna do is get more wind knots and all kinds of other line management issues. So I really recommend, if you go for this one, just go for the 7.5 pound. It's already stupid thin. I really like the default color of this line, this gray or brown color. But then every 5 or 6 feet you're gonna see this kind of a pink. And I didn't know what the pink is for every 5 or 6 feet, but I think by the end of the video I figured it out. Usually I give you out the secret, but this time I'm not gonna give you out what in my opinion is the purpose of the pink. But if you want, you can skip to the very end of the video and see what the purpose of the pink is. Even with the pink, let me tell you, this is a very low vis line, perhaps just because it is so stupid thin. Now this line is pretty smooth, but it's not round. I'm not saying it should be round or round is good. I'm just saying it's not round for those of you who are considering it. And it also has some stiffness to it, especially, surprising given the stupid thin diameter. But all in all, this is easily the best casting line I have tried. Perhaps with the same diameter, the orange polyester would cast farther. But because the orange polyester will be, practically speaking, in a thicker diameter, practically speaking, this line will outcast the orange polyester, because I can have 7 pounds here instead of 2 pounds with the orange polyester, and still the diameter will be only half of the orange polyester. As a matter of fact, that rod, the Barbados, Abu Garcia Barbados, that I recently reviewed, and has super micro guides. Even the orange polyester didn't go through the guides of that rod. The only line of everything I tried that went through the guides of that rod was this braid here. So if you have some incredibly small guides, you can consider this line. One other thing, because it's so thin, practically, I know they say braid floats. Well, you put a jig head at the end of this braid, and let me tell you, it sinks like a stone. It sinks like it's not attached to line at all. Again, just because of how stupid thin it is, it has very little drag in the water and cuts through water very easy. So this line should be considered if you're considering fishing very deep or somewhere in current where the diameter of thick line would create a problem. And the last thing I want to mention is, you will see in the video, I lost a ton of fish fishing with this line. I mean, I know all about braid and it doesn't stretch, but honestly, I did not expect, I have never in my life lost that many fish. I fish polyester lines that are almost no stretch. I barely lose any fish with those, even without a leader. Fishing this line with 3 feet of Varivas nylon has almost no stretch, and I was losing fish after fish at the boat. You will see in the video. So if you're considering buying this line, you already make good money and you can afford it. And for those of you that are considering buying this line, I want to recommend also browse through the leaders that Varivas offers, because I mean, I was losing fish after fish. I did not expect, I had never before, lost fish after fish like that. So I always thought all of these leaders are kind of marketing BS, but now I'm starting to believe that they do have a purpose, and in some circumstances, it's perhaps okay to spend money on a leader. All right, already twice the length I wanted to have as intro. But I hope you enjoyed the fishing video, and let me know if you have any questions about this fishing line. Bye bye. Howdy folks. I'm gonna try to catch a few fish with the Varivas Infinity braid here. You can see how it looks on the Suare Rio. The brown color not bad. The pink color that is used only for the marker, I don't know what the purpose of that is. I could definitely live without the pink marker. If you want to mark it black. I don't need the pink marker. I will say this right away though, this thing is so ridiculously thin. It don't matter what color you put on this, it's still invisible, folks. It is just absolutely ridiculously thin. I'm fishing a column here. You can see these fish come and go. Sometimes a big fish will come and chase all of them. But then they come back. They don't really go too far. So I'm gonna start, where to start? This is actually 35 feet deep here. And this thin braid with this heavy jig head that I have right now, 2-gram jig head, is like perfect for these conditions, because I'm dropping it 16, 18 feet down. See, on top, I already caught a few fish. On top, 6 feet up, there is only bluegill. Drop to 16 feet down. Now you're catching some crappie. There's no keepers here. They're all like 6 inchers. There ain't no keepers, but it's good for confidence. I've never fished here before. Good for confidence and good for test. And because this line is so ridiculously, just absolutely ridiculously thin, it sinks like a stone. If you need to fish deep, don't worry that that braid is floating. This is so dense that I don't even know how much this braid is floating. But with a heavy jig head, oof, because it's so thin, there's another one. Sensitivity, all of that, you know how braids are. They're sensitive. You can get a I don't know, cheap, we let him go, cheap braid on eBay, still gonna be sensitive. They don't have any stretch. As a matter of fact, if I don't buy any more of this braid, this is the one and only reason I'm not gonna buy. There is no stretch. I'm used to, when I'm fighting the fish, I'm used to having some stretch on the line. You saw me just lose this fish. Now, Varivas told me that I need good shock leader for this braid, and even offered to send me shock leader for free, which Thank you, Catherine, very much for that. But I thought, I have so many nylons at home. What's the point? I can put some nylon. Well, I already lost not one, but two, maybe three fish. Just coming off when they trash by the boat. So I don't have experience fishing braids. But if you want to fish these ultra thin lines, you may want to actually research these leaders and invest in proper leader, because I have Varivas, I'm using Varivas nylon for leader now. But these Varivas nylons, they don't stretch very much. You know, they're good for mainline, but probably for leader you want some line that actually stretches. You need some shock absorption somewhere. I mean, this line, folks, what I would use it for, right here, I would use it for fishing very deep. See, I lost it again. Maybe I need a different leader. It's not the visibility they're hitting and catching fish, but I'm losing a lot of fish without leader. That's a very interesting lesson. Another good application, I don't know what Varivas is recommending it for. I didn't read about it. I don't have time to read everything, folks. But another good application would be current, because this line is so ridiculously thin. If you're fishing current, salt water, that would be an excellent application. Just make sure there's no snags, because this stuff ain't cheap. Let's catch some more fish, man. Too much yapping, not enough catching. I'm gonna have to start cutting this video because I don't want you guys to wait that long, so I'm gonna start clipping the video now. Here's another jinkaroo. Let's see if we'll land this one. Man, they're so small. This one was not coming out, that's for sure. Here we go. I thought that would be fun. I don't know now, folks. This last one, I jerked it a little, even though it was a swim bait. There's another one. I twitched it a little bit like a trout magnet. Interesting, man. Interesting, folks. I'm catching smaller and smaller by the bridge column. Let's twitch it a little bit again. There we go. Twitching, I don't know. This swim bait, when I run it completely continuously, sometimes they miss it. This is one slightly better fish. I'm not gonna, because I have 3-pound leader. I'm not gonna get my net. But this might be the first keeper. No, it's not. I don't think so. He might be 10, but it's not a keeper fish. Let me measure him. This is my only half decent fish. Oh yeah, he's easily 10. He's easily 10, folks. He's over 10, but he, I don't know, not very big, he's so small. There we go. And they're getting deeper and deeper. And they're so small. What's the point? Working so hard. There's one more. Maybe just half an inch bigger. Ah, lost him too. Get you some nice leader, folks. This now one I have very little stretch. You need some stretchy leader with this braid. There's one more. Slightly better fish. Where's my... Maybe we should just boat flip him. Yeah, I have no stretch anyway, but I don't have any better line. I just don't have better line with me today. There's one more. Man, they're coming. They're not catching right away. This green color, they don't like it. I'm catching them under the trolling motor. They're kind of chasing, and when it starts to go up and they think they lose it, that's when they hit it, very interestingly. Right by the column, when it's in the red zone, they start to chase it, and then they should probably keep a few 10 inchers, give them to somebody. A lot of people with kids fishing. I think I'll keep a few 10 inchers, not for me, but for some kids fishing on the bank. Oh, come on, man. You're going in the wrong direction. We're swimming the wrong way, folks. We're swimming the wrong way. Started getting used to this solid tip on this. Kinda works good with swim bait actually. Believe it or not, as sensitive as the braid is, sometimes I lost it again. Good that I don't care. Sometimes I see the bite on the solid tip before. Wow, horrible cast, almost got snagged on the... Sometimes I see the bite on the solid tip before I feel it, because they don't really hit it, but they swim gently with it, so there is no hit, but you can still see it on the solid tip, which I know some of you will say, okay, genius, that's what the solid tip was actually designed for. All right, I walked into this. There's one. I think he was swimming with it for a while. I felt the weight, but he was pretending to be dead. Smart strategy. Smart strategy, sir. You almost won. But not really. Look at how little this duro is. There's one. You'd think a little bit better, but no. Should I just give up, folks? Should I just give up? There's one more. There you go. Tip, tip, tip. God, folks, it is becoming embarrassing. Here's one. Missed it. I popped it. I let it fall back down. Somebody else ate it. I don't know what's the difference between these guys and bluegill. I still say I'm catching crappie. Oh, I think this one we got him on the drop. Interesting, no yellow bass. Definitely think about proper leader if you're fishing with this braid, folks. I don't know how many nibbles I got before I got this guy. It's starting to get smart. You know, you might think fluorocarbon is heavier, will sink faster. I don't think would work better in these circumstances, because it would have, you'll be fishing thicker diameter. You're gonna have more just water drag. There's another one. I got 2 10-inchers out of here, folks. Out of, I don't know how many fish I'm gonna put in this video, but out of many, folks. This is number 1. Just 3 more fish, folks. I want to see, I've never fished here before. I want to see more lake. I mean, this bridge was very promising, but oof. Is this bluegill? Maybe yellow bass? Nope. We did not catch another species. Interesting. I'm catching 1 more fish. I'm catching 1 more fish, folks. And that's that. Another niblik. The purpose, well, again, I don't know if that's the purpose, but what the pink is helping me with is control the retrieve speed. Because before, I couldn't tell. You kind of know how fast, but you don't know how fast you're spinning the rotor, folks. Man, it's gonna be boat after boat when I decide to close the video. But this is the end of the video, folks. But yeah, the pink color really helps monitor the retrieve speed. Do you want to go faster or slower? Because if all of the line is one color, how do you know how fast you're retrieving? You don't. All right, let's go somewhere else. Catch some bigger crappie. That's the end of this episode. Thank you very much. Bye bye.